Hello, Life Groups. We are so grateful that you're gathering again today. Now, we are in the 4th week of our Target Practice series, and throughout this series, we've been talking about ways to hit the mark in our faith, such as we hit the mark in our faith by committing to grow in our faith, or by sharing our faith, or committing to Christian relationships. And this past weekend, Pastor Brant talked about hitting the mark by pouring into our children. Now, we understand that not all of you are currently parents or even in a parental role, but this still applies to all of us because each of us can have an impact on children, whether they are our own kids or not. Psalm 127 says that children are a heritage from the Lord. In other words, children are a gift from God. The book of Proverbs tells us to start children off on the way they should go, and even when they're old, they will not turn from it. Now, an important distinction that Pastor Brant made this past weekend is that it's important to remember that Proverbs are principles and not promises. A principle is basically a general rule or how it works most of the time, but not always. We see just that in Luke chapter 15. In Luke 15, Jesus is telling the parable of the lost son. Now, we don't get any indication from this parable Jesus told that the dad raised his sons incorrectly. But the fact is that both sons had work to do. One of them was foolish and the other one was jealous. One figured it out, the prodigal, he came home. But the other brother, the good sibling, he still had a lot of work to do and a long ways to go. In all honesty, they probably both did while reading the story. The Child Evangelism Fellowship gives some great stats on the age of people when they make a decision to follow Jesus. They said that 1% make a decision before the age of 4. And then 85% make a decision to follow Jesus between ages 4 and 14. That number drops to 10% between ages 15 and 30, and then only 4% of people make a decision to follow Jesus after the age of 30. These stats tell us that it is vital for us to pour into our kids from a time when they can understand. And it all starts with modeling our faith. As you know, kids follow our lead, and we can never underestimate the impact that we can have on children. We need to stop seeing them as a burden, but see them as a blessing. Jesus clearly showed us that they're valuable. And our challenge to you, or maybe our encouragement to you, is to pour into the lives of the kids around you. Model your faith for them, and know that this will honor God in the process. Enjoy your discussion today.